My name is Israel Ayala, and I'm getting ready to graduate from Talbot Interface S4 program. I started in the program in the fall of 2022. It was mostly just my great-grandfather and me. And then, because I work in a grocery store, I had caught COVID. And because he didn't want to get sick, but also because pressure from the family, I had to leave. I stayed at Evelyn's place, which is the singles, if I remember correctly. It was pretty nice. It was kind of like being in a home slash a hotel, kind of like an Airbnb, except that there were goals and stuff in place to help keep you on your feet and going. We did money management, and for that one, it kind of helped me figure out my needs and my wants to try and help me with my budgeting and spending. I'd say after about a year or so, give or take, I was able to move into one of the apartments. The apartments themselves were fully furnished. Everything was there. There was extra amenities. That way I didn't have to buy things right off the bat. So in the apartments, we had monthly checkups just to make sure we're doing okay, keeping the place clean. It was honestly a little stressful, but I also understand why, to help make sure we're still going and keeping to our goals that we had set in place. It's been about 2 years since I've been was in the apartments trying to figure out what I was gonna do, get myself a game plan and everything. I will be leaving sometime in June because I'll be moving across the bridge to Severn, Maryland to be with my mom a little bit while I can, but also to start school in July to go to Lincoln Tech and become a mechanic. As for my overall experience with Talbot Interface Shelter, there were some days where I was like, I gotta go. And then there were other days where I'm like, no, that what they're doing is to help me improve and be better. And I gotta stick with that. I'm just not used to having people actually care. So it was nice to have everybody rooting for me.
Hello, my name is Dwayne Camper, and I'm the case manager at Talbot Interface Shelter, Evelyn's Place.
And I'm Kirsty Kingston, and I am the case manager for transitional housing.
Well, Israel came to the program October 2022. He's one of the younger people that's came through the program, so he was a little shy and everything. He used to stop by the office in the morning and just say, "Hey, Dwayne," and we immediately clicked after that. Me and him became close, and I started helping him with different things. But Israel was already working and already had his program going. Well, he went through the financial classes, of course. He did job readiness, even though he already had a job. He saw the need to improve, and he was a big encouragement to everybody else that was there.
Even though Israel was younger than many of our guests, both in each side of the shelter, the family as well as the singles, he was motivated. He really wanted to use the programs, really just saying, I really want this. I don't want to stay in this situation for the rest of my life.
My biggest encouragement for him would be to stay allowing yourself to be uncomfortable with some things, because when it was first time for him to transition, he wanted to stay a little bit longer, but he was ready. And then once he got out there, he did great. So just keep trying new things and continue to allow yourself to be uncomfortable doing things.
Yeah. Believe in yourself. No matter what, you can do it. You're this great, amazing human. Sometimes I wish he could see, the way I see him, the way we see him.
If you're considering donating to Talbot Interfaith Shelter, I definitely would. It's not necessarily that someone is having trouble because of trauma or getting away from drug abuse. It could definitely still be those things, but it can also just be a circumstance of just being given a short draw and trying to recover from that.
The program really works. People are really receiving help. They are improving.
I can't thank you enough. Your donations, your volunteering, it's invaluable. There are no words. I mean, how just opening your heart and giving, and it just is amazing. And it changes lives. It changes it at their pace. Sometimes we wish we could see some of the changes. Sometimes they leave before we see that. But I do believe that without your help, that wouldn't have even happened. So I can't thank you enough.
And I think that's what is that stands out the most about Israel, that we got to see his progress and his growth throughout the whole time. And the donors made it possible. All the volunteers, everybody, the whole Tiz family made it possible.
Thank you all for supporting the shelter as you have so far, and I hope you'll continue to do it in the future. And I thank you for helping me get back on my feet.